Alright, welcome back to the only town I can ever seem to get to by easily. It's Comer, Georgia, and I'm back again here along the Abbeville sub on CSX. Haven't caught any trains yet, but I did run into a grain train Sunday when I was out driving, so don't think anything will be coming through because I don't have a timetable. So again, we'll have to play this one by ear. And I need to get this sucker set up. Ow. Hiawatha F40PH, HZ Boy again. Mike, HZ Mikey, what's up? See, you two are here, but who's the third person? There's like 3 people here. I don't know who the third person is. There's like someone across, probably somebody who lives in the house across the street from me is probably wondering, what in the hell is that person doing? CSX Abbeville subdivision. Hiawatha, that's what this is. Abbeville sub. CSX, basically. Surprised the Commerce police are okay with me being out here. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm off the tracks, I guess, I don't know. And again, why would I? I don't have any other reason. I don't have any reason to be on the tracks themselves. Alright, let me get this sucker set up here. Alright. There's plenty of semis right there. Trying to get this camera aligned with the signals. There we go. Perfect. Of course, since it's not on this tripod, that means I can't pan it, up or down as you can see here. So, thus the waiting game begins again. Just as it always does. Finally, good FPS for once. Fine. Perfect. All I'm able to do is go by sound. Currently trying to get Discord open. I don't think it'll work. Let's see here. Yeah, buddy, we're so impressed. We don't care about your freaking hip hop rap, whatever they call it. Oh, I got the. Alright, I got the stream thing back up, I think. Sorry about the thing cutting out. You're currently facing towards Carlton and Elberton. Going back behind the camera is going towards Colbert and Hull. And here's a log truck over here. One of those grapple cranes, I forget what they're called. It's like, let's see, knowing my luck, the dang train probably ain't gonna be here till around 5. Problem is, I can't stay out here that long now since it gets dark earlier. What do you mean what happened to Rails Unlimited? I don't get it. I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm not one of their staff. I'm just another player. If you're talking about what happened to Jesse and I were doing videos on Rails Unlimited, well, the answer is quite simple. He's trying to move away from Roblox. He's trying to branch out. I'm gonna move my stuff further up so There we are. Sent the... Oh. And if y'all have seen my... Well, there goes that battery. Yeah, if y'all saw my video concerning, what do you call it? I forget the town. Dalton. If you saw my video concerning Dalton, you'll know that I said in the opening bit that I put in that I lost the video footage I filmed in Allergies, Georgia. Well, this Thursday, my grandmother and I are going to be going back so I can try and maybe photograph some stuff on the route that we took to get up there and up subsequently to Dalton. And so while we're there, I may be able to refilm some of the stuff I lost, video-wise. But we'll just have to wait and see. Nice Angel Brock. Van Hadkin, what's up? Coco 90. Not going to say who I voted for and who I didn't vote for, but I'm just going to be blunt. I'm just going to be blunt with you. I didn't vote for either side. I'm neutral in all this. And by the way, Coco, this is a Railfan stream, not a freaking political debate. You hear? That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother person. I'm not wanting to get into that here. Why do you think I come out here to Comer once in a while every day? It's so I can get away from having to listen to that madness. You hear? Good. We are in agreement, I suppose. We check the camera, make sure. Yeah, it's good. It's in the right place. I just hope the sunlight works. Yeah, I've got my camera mounted on the fluid head tripod. Well, I've got my phone mounted on the tripod I normally use out here. I'm in the shade. It's cool. It actually feels nice out here for once. So, yeah. Thank you, Angel. It's funny. It's like I've got all my equipment. So I've got my water. All I need. The only other two things I'd need is something light to eat and a chair, and I'd be set. You know, if I had a chair or something, that'd be fine with me. But you know, I'm fine. Besides, gives my leg muscles a chance to work. You know it. Oh, you never know. Sometimes seeing nothing's a good thing too. So, for instance, you get to see stuff like this. Right there is down Homer. The buildings in the foreground are mostly Main Street, and what you see there off to the right is the other half of Main Street. The rest of the buildings and whatnot are off to the left, right there. Let me see if I can't get it into a wider angle. That way you guys can see. There we go, perfect. That worked out far better than I had thought. Yes. There is the town of Comer. You can see my truck right there. See the there's two pottery stores right there. Where I bought two mugs off of the gentleman who runs the store on the left. Pottery store on the left. The good thing about it being cool is that I don't have to worry about bringing ice for my water. It's already cold, which is a plus. So here's to hopefully seeing a train, if one shows up. I've got my camera angled and all to the desired position I'd like it in. Now all I can do is just wait. I've got my portable battery hooked up to the phone, but if it dies, then, I'm going to have to cut the stream short. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I can still record with the camera, though, so that's good. And I do have stuff for a new video coming up. I just haven't gotten around to putting it all together. All of this stuff is mostly, cinematic footage that I filmed in Carlton yesterday. That's all it was, is essentially just B-roll footage. I'm not talking except for maybe to let people know what I'm doing regarding, me filming everything. Other than that, there's no other talking, no narration by me. It's literally just, quick cinematic clips that are just random. But, the reason I did all that up in Carlton is because it's an interesting little town. I mean, it's got most of the buildings that are alongside the main highway, which is the one that goes through Comer, as well as all the other little towns. All the main buildings on that side of the main road are just one massive antique mall. You've got old books, old fittings from houses and such, old machine parts, old clothes, you name it. They have it. They've got it all. It's a neat little place, so I figured why not try and do a little bit of filming there, Across the tracks, ironically enough, the rest of the Main Street buildings are abandoned, with one having fallen in and the other two not too far behind it. But the other building that's separate from the rest of the main buildings actually has been turned into a house, believe it or not. And it's been lived in. It's being lived in, which is nice. Also, you can see the vintage signal there. Right there. With the old bell and mount and everything. So, I know I'd normally be doing these kinds of talks in front of my dang computer, but that ain't the case here. Besides, I like being able to get out of the house, I mean, there's plenty of time. I mean, the reason I'm not even on the computer much anymore is because, I want to get away from it. I've basically been cooped up since I think either April or May, all right, due to this whole pandemic thing shutting the schools down. And of course, as you know, I've since graduated and moved on life-wise, but, in that time, I was pretty much cooped up. And the only thing I had to keep me occupied was that dang computer. So I literally have essentially been, burned out on it as far as gaming's concerned. Hence why you saw most of the gaming streams I've been doing are pretty much, now and coming up now and again instead of every night, Then instead of me doing them every day, they're now once in a while. In other words, whenever I feel like doing them, or whenever I want to do them, And I mean, that's why I was saying why, I wouldn't be on the computer much at all anymore, because I want to get away from it. I want to get out of the house. And I'm glad that I've been able to get out of the house. And I'm glad I now have a way to get out of the house via that truck there. It's always nice to see. Let me see here. Is this thing blurry? Let me move this over a little bit more. There we go. Man, is it just me or is this thing crooked? It looks like it's crooked. Let's see here. Frost advisory. Sylvania, Georgia. I tell you, there's some of these little towns in Georgia. I swear I have never heard of some of these little towns. Like for instance, Gillsville, Georgia. I have never even heard of that little town until my trip to Dalton. That was the first time I'd ever heard or even seen the town of that town. And it's literally like Carlton. But it's got a lot more buildings, to be fair. Sylvania, Georgia. Hey boy, yeah. Augusta. I've been up to Augusta to try and film trains going down the street there. Every time I never caught a thing. Oh well. Let me see here. No, that's open now. There we go. And of course, there's no one here. Wonderful. Let's see. Cool, bro. 61, 61, 61. Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you about the, what do you call it? Advisory. Well, not the advisory, the Discord invite. I don't know how to make those things, like, work. I have no idea how to make those work to where they last. Problem is, if I set them to where they don't expire, almost everybody and their brother could get in, and that's the last thing I want right now, seeing as everybody was like yeeted off the server last time. If you're wondering, the reason I moved the camera over is there's 2 policemen over there in the parking lot, and I didn't want this to get in the way of what they were doing. So, besides, I need to keep this train towards the signals anyway in case something shows up. Because again, like I've always done here, I'm going by sound. That's the only way I can tell whether a train's coming through here or not, is by sound. So, yeah. Hang on. Somebody lost their car rim. Somebody lost their tire rim there. Look. Right there. That right there is a wheel rim. Hubcap, wheel rim, whatever you want to call it. But there's a freaking tire rim there. Wonder what happened to cause that to fall off. As you can see, there's a mile mark. There's a speed sign there, trackside speed sign. Trains are only allowed to go 45 miles per hour through here, through town. And if I'm right, if I were to move the phone over just a bit, you'd see the milepost marker. It's, I think, 489 on CSX's thing. I don't know. I'd have to move the camera to check. Let's see. Here we are. Let me move this back here. Move that back here. The reason I'm moving everything is I see the milepost marker sign now. Alright, let me get this in closer. That is on my face. That's not what I was looking for. I love how just 3 people are doing right when I do that. Yeah, the milepost sign is 489. So Comer is milepost 489 on CSX's maps, I guess, or maps, dispatch board, whatever. I don't even know at this point. Alright. Oh, absolutely, Hiawatha. That'd be interesting if they did. Angel Brook, have you ever thought of becoming a weather reporter? I mean, there's a word for people who do that field. If you have an interest in weather, that could be something to look into. I mean, it's just an idea. You don't have to follow it. Oh, man. Of course the camera's crooked. All right, then. There we are. Let's see, is this thing stable? There we are. Well, you ask, even though I've had the camera battery charging all day, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to just keep it on even if nothing comes because I need to save the battery life. For instance, time's currently 2:01 now. Still nothing. I mean, it'd help if I had a scanner like up in Dalton, but I don't think it'd do much. I mean, the same thing goes with like the ATCS or whatever board or whatever they call it. It would like that was the first time I'd even had such a thing, and I don't know how to gain access to that, nor do I plan to. Only Dalton's the only place I know of that actually has such a thing. Danville, Virginia. I don't know how, Arthur. I don't even know what that is. David, what's up, man? David Greenbrier, what's up? Still nothing. I don't know if I should pack up temporarily and drive further down and see the signals or what, but Murphy's Law is probably going to be if I leave. That's going to be when the train shows up. I mean, usually I've called them at around 2 or 3, so, you know, you never know. It really is just a matter of luck, really. I always caught them coming in this direction, going towards, like, Hull and Atlanta. I've never caught them coming from Hull going up to, like, South Carolina. Or wherever it is they go. CSX, David. It's CSX. This is the CSX's Abbeville subdivision, and as you can tell, it is not a busy sub by any means. So, yeah. All I can do is wait, really. So, either wait for something or wait for nothing, you know? That's all I can go on here. So, yeah. There's a small feed truck there. Now that right there, a lot of these feed trucks are going up to the grain mill at Comer Siding because the trains that, like the grain train I ended up seeing Sunday, there was actually a running meet between 2 different grain trains. One was running up towards Comer Siding while the other was going up towards Hull, which made me think the one going up to Comer Siding, which is where those grain silos are, was probably going up there to offload its load of grain so that it could be, you know, offloaded from the train into the silos, and then they'd get it from the silos into the trucks and send them out that way. Or at least I think that's how the operation goes. I don't know. And I think the other one that was going towards Hull was the train bringing back the empty cars, the cars that were empty. Because they have a small yard there up at the silos where they store the empty grain cars after they've been offloaded. And I think their switcher or whatever it is goes in, gets them, makes up the train, and then stores it on the lead siding for the, I guess, next pair of CSX engines to come in and get them out, I guess. I really don't know I'm not really sure how it works, but it's something to that effect. And it's just a guess. South Bend, is that in South Bend, Indiana? I don't know how many towns are named South Bend. As far as I know, I think Indiana's the only place that has a town named South Bend. It's going to change this to live chat. What's the question, David? What's the question? You got a question? I'm sure I might have an answer. Not. I'm just messing with you, man. Yeah, if nothing comes at by about 3 to 4, then I'm probably going to call it and head home. I can't wait out here forever because later on it gets in the day, the colder it's going to get. This is the thing about Georgia. During winter we have more. During the winter we get the cold air, but we don't get the ice and snow half the time, you know. So it's like, what the heck? Heck, actually, sometimes we don't get snow until around January or February, or something like that. If I recall. I mean, you never know. Yeah, Mr. NJT. Yeah, I know who he is. And I told him, you know, if he was going to do anything concerning the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad electric cars, that I got photos and videos of one that was up in Hartwell, sitting up in Hartwell abandoned. So, Lord have mercy. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you guys might have seen that off in the right corner there. Well, David, don't get buried. You might need to get a snow shovel and dig. Dig that snow off. Know what I mean? Exactly. I can agree with that, man. I can agree with that wholeheartedly. People these days, absolutely. Absolutely. That I can wholeheartedly agree with. Time currently is 2:07. Battery on my phone is at 81%. I'm kind of concerned this thing's not charging. No, it's charging, but it's got like 2 little bars left. It ain't much. Alright. 2:08. Yeah, thank you. I know the time. I can see the time. All I have to do is swap down on my phone a bit and then I can see it. Here's the policemen over there wondering why I'm standing trackside. I'm simple, waiting for a train if any show up. Oh well. There's not much I can really do. Oh my God. Again, all that I'd need now is something light to eat and a chair, and I'd be fine. Or something I could use as a chair. Oh well. I mean, if y'all are wondering why I'm on this side of the tracks, the reason is because the lighting's better. Or normally it would be better. Because the sun is shining on all the buildings there, so it would shine on the train cars too, I'd imagine. But it's also this whole thing is kind of like waiting for a water to boil. The longer you watch it, the longer it feels like it'll boil, you know? Or something to that effect. It's like, you know, if you keep waiting for a pot of water to boil, you think it'll never boil. You know, the longer you stare at it, the longer it takes to boil. Same with a train. Same with train watching. You know, it's like the longer you wait, the less likely you feel you'll catch something. Most of the rail fans who've been doing this 10, 20 years, sometimes 40 or 50 years, they know what they're doing and come prepared. They know the signal readings, the signal meanings. They know what the radio traffic is saying. They know what the mileposts mean. They know all of that. I know next to nothing. I never gained an edge until Dalton. The only reason I lucked out there is because it's so dang busy. That's basically a 4-way intersection for CSX and NS. So they've got tons of traffic there. Yes, it's the one standing next to it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. North Carolina, Virginia, Georgia trains. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream of nothing, basically. Oh my goodness. That seems about right. Jack DiCaprio, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Battery's at 80%, so it's dropping. Alright. Okay, I'm probably going to end the stream. And well, as for what I'll do then, I really have no clue. I guess I'll just wait, I suppose. Besides, I do need to let the phone charge, otherwise I'm going to have a few problems trying to contact my folks back home. And there's a Woodchip Truck. Yeah, and that biomass plant up there towards, in between, up in Colbert, Georgia, they've got it to where they can take in wood chips by rail. I think they've got some kind of excavator that they've had custom made to offload them, I guess. I don't know. I think they have an excavator there of some kind. I mean, I saw they have a green excavator beside the rail cars. I don't know if it's like got some kind of vacuum thing on it or what, but they're using that to offload the wood chips. How they're doing it with that method, I don't know. I've never seen it, but I guess they have some way of doing it. Yeah. Well, that's good, Angel. Those policemen have left, so I can turn the camera back. Yeah, I think they were talking to somebody or something. Either way, I didn't want to get in their way. Hey. Oh my God. He didn't know I was streaming. Well, see, there's another good reason. There's a reason for me to stream even if no trains are coming. You never know what you're going to run into. Oh, that was brilliant. Oh my God. Alright, let me see here. Like, for instance, when I was setting up one day, somebody asked me, "Yo, bro, get a picture of me, bro. Get a picture of me." I'm sorry, mate, I can't do that. I'm taking pictures of trains. You know? There's a semi. I tell you. I mean, this here is luck of the draw as far as this mess goes. There's another Woodchip truck right there. And he's loaded. If you look through those little slats there, you can tell he's loaded clear to the top with wood chips. There's your better proof right there. You can see the wood chip load. Well, if one of those ever got into an accident and tipped over, you can bet your life that there'd be a ton of wood chips on the road, that's for sure. Yeah. Well, I really don't know what else to say. You know? So like, do I go and shut this down and see if maybe I can catch something further up, or do I just wait, you know? That's the thing about this whole mess. I don't know if I should wait or if I should just head on out and see if maybe I can try my luck elsewhere. I don't know. By the way, that bus is leaving. No, I'm not showing it. Not anymore. Sorry about me, coughing there, but it's just, problem with it being cold is the fact that I have to deal with allergies, and believe me, I hate it. I really hate it. One good thing about it being so quiet out here, though, is that if a train comes, like heading towards Hull, I'll hear him. Because there's a lot of crossings between where I'm standing and Carlton. There's a lot of crossings. That's the only advantage I've got. Tis Lodge. Oh Lord, let me tell you something. On the last field trip I went on in high school, it was a farm tour type field trip. That was back when I had my Sony camera, my old Sony camera. And I remember bringing it with me wherever we went, whenever, on the field trip, because a lot of the roads that these farms are on, like a lot of these farms are along the main highway that goes through Comer, Carlton, Colbert, Hull, all that. And I know a lot of the teachers knew I was a rail fan, and so they knew why I had my camera with me. And I mean, they were okay with me having it with me as long as I didn't use it, and I didn't. Like, they were okay with me having it, with me bringing it at school, because I took that camera everywhere with me. I literally, no joke, wore it out. And I was hoping to see a train. I really was. I was really hoping to see a train, but I never did. I never saw one. The fact though that they understood my interest, was enough for me. I was happy with that. See ya, Jack. Almighty Doge, what's up? It is Le Doge. Yeah, I think my portable battery is dying. The lower its, charge goes, the less likely it is to keep the phone battery charged enough. $2.19. So, yeah, it's getting close to the time that most of the schools will be letting out students. So, yeah. Oh my God. Look at that car there. Got all jacked up tires and whatnot. For God's sakes. What you call a redneck mobile, boys? Yes, IC Productions. What's up? Back again in Comer, where there's literally nothing going on. It's like go figure, There they go. goes the bus. So here's downtown Comer again. Here's my face again. Really bad, I know. Don't ask. I've never filmed a train from this angle where you've got the whole town of Comer in the shot. And yes, Illinois Central Productions, that signal you like, that old signal, is right there. You're welcome. Finally, the number of people watching and the number of likes on the video on the stream are about equal. Actually, the temperature here is, I think, around the same, around 40 or 50 degrees, something like that. I really don't know. Like what it means, I don't know. You don't learn. Like by doing what you do, then you learn. Well, I mean, all I can say is if a train comes, great. If not, you know, oh well, I tried. I can say I've stood out here for 3 hours for and waited for nothing. It's like you stayed out for what, 3 hours, and you literally waited for nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's like, yes, I did. Any problems? No? Good. What's it mean? I don't know. Nice and this guy, what's up? No, Mason. So far, I've got nothing. I'm going to move my stuff back out from the sun now, because now I'm actually getting a bit too cold. Plus, there goes Superman. No, I'm just kidding. Wow, 10 people actually watch when I... Wow, 10 people are actually watching me do nothing. Are you serious? To those who were saying, why was I look under a tree? We'll see it now. Hey, Kevin. Thought I heard something just now. It sounded more like a truck horn, though, to be fair. Time is 2:26 p.m. Nothing comes around. Again, remember, I was trying to stay out here till about 3 or 4, depending on my mood. Because I can only be patient for so long. Again, if nothing shows up, then there's really nothing more I can do. It's like, wait for me!
Like, you forgot your phone. I can't call you and tell you.
Oh no. Will he be alright?
Oh. Yeah, he's not going very far.
Thank goodness. Hey, if he asks why you didn't call, just hold that up and just be a blunt for him, you know? uh, yeah, I heard of Oak Ridge Rowing Museum. Wait a minute. Doge, aren't you talking about SARM, Southern Appalachia Rowing Museum? They're the ones that have all of that vintage equipment. I didn't know they reorganized and changed their name. Well, dang, there's another Nissan. Same model as mine, except they've got one of those extension things on the back, and they've got a different paint scheme. It's green, whereas mine's red. Well, all I'm going to do is wait. Well, all I'm able to do is wait. I'm going to just. That's what I'm going to do is just wait. It's not like I have anything else better to do at home either. And I don't. Yeah, you can see the camera there in the shot. That sounded like the most foul truck horn I've ever heard. Yeah, but they're trying to restore these buildings, like the largest one of those there, that 3-story one. They're trying to fix that one up. Battery life is at 81. Time is 2:31. Oh God, Doge, the chances of me getting CSX 911 is beyond slim. I don't even think they run. I don't think they've run any of their special stuff on the Abbeville sub. Only one I know. I mean, the only time they ran CSX 911 was when MB Mars was able to catch it, and that's been over 2 years ago. I've never caught it, not once. And the fact, I mean, the sad fact about CSX special units is the fact that there's so few of them, which means they're extremely rare to get. Rare to the point where I've never even seen one. Oh, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. They're doing CSX 911 like they did with the locomotive Union Pacific had painted for George Bush Sr. It was in storage up until his oh shoot. I think that thing's wood chipper just bounced a bit. I think it got air for a bit. Yeah, no, 4141 was stored until George Bush Sr. passed away. Then, of course, now it's been, I think, donated to his memorial library, if I'm not mistaken. So it's preserved. That's the most that's the most modern piece of most. Let's just say, as far as railroad equipment goes, that's the most modern piece of equipment to ever be set aside for preservation. Is 4141. Well, for God's sakes, Kevin, that makes me wonder, if they went through all the trouble to paint those units, why, if they went through the trouble to paint those units up, that, why bother painting them in the first place if you aren't going to run them, That makes no sense to me at all. Like, why are they storing those units instead of having them out on the road, you know it? Yep, figures. Yet, ironically, they repainted their office. They're repainting their office car fleet into a B&O inspired paint scheme. You know what they need to do next, right? They need to do. They need to do the C&O scheme to go along with it. Maybe even a few other railroads like SAL, ACL. All of them. %, battery life, 2:35 p.m. Comer, Georgia. And it's been recording for over an hour with little to nothing as far as train activity goes. Yeah, that figures. I'm tempted to go up to Carlton. It's actually a lot quieter there. Probably have a better shot, but nah. On a non-train related note, I can finally say I've seen Spaceballs, Mel Brooks' space parody. I finally got a chance to see it, but right before I could see it to the end of the movie, it ended up being made private again. So I missed the last probably 20 or so minutes of the movie. But either way, I'm glad I can say I saw it. Absolutely. I hope CSX's management allows them to do heritage units. Or, what they could do is paint. What I'd be interested to see is that they paint a unit to where it's got parts of their predecessor railroad's paint scheme. It's got B&O and C&O paint schemes on the front half. And then you've got Western Maryland. Then you've got Chessie, Western Maryland, Louisville, Nashville, Clinchfield. Well, it would be nice if they could paint those railroad names, but the sad fact is they probably won't. Like, I'd love to see them do a B&O paint scheme or C&O paint scheme, all of that, but I don't think they'd do it, you know it? And besides, the likelihood of that happening is slim to none. Especially if, the minute they paint them, they're just going to store them. Like they did these 3 other heritage units, There's no point in calling them heritage units if you're not going to run them. Red Creator, ignore them. Mate, it ain't mid to 30s here. Red Creator, ignore their friend request. Is an nth degree in whoever he had. And by the way, Z-Man, whatever his name is on Discord, he's okay. I talk to him regularly because he works for the short line that I've been documenting, the Hartwell and all that. He works with them. So he can be trusted, all right? He wouldn't purposefully raid and destroy a Discord server that run by the person got the most interest in the rail line he works for. He can be trusted. Rob Paulson. No, I don't, Doge. Who is that? Oh, God. Wesley, had you been around? I don't know if you ever saw them, but until 2009, CSX was still rostering GE U-boats. B-36-7s to be precise. They were still rostering the last of the Universal Series diesels to be built. Of course, 2009 is when they retired all of their -7 locomotives. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah, Doge. Now I know who you're talking about. Can you believe they're actually bringing that show back? And from what I read, Steven Spielberg is absolutely adamant on them keeping the show the way it was back in the 90s, as far as, what made it so iconic and so loved by so many. He's adamant that they keep it that way, I mean, they'd have to make it appeal to a more modern audience, obviously, but, don't take away what made it so iconic and so loved in the first place, you know it? Doge, no. Not on New Jersey Transit. At one point, they don't. New Jersey Transit doesn't have a U-boat on their any U-boats on their roster. Not anymore. Back in 1990 or so. I mean, back in the 70s. I mean, they had them. I mean, I'll just put it to you this way. Doge, New Jersey Transit did have U-boats on their roster until 1994. U-34CHs. And out of their entire roster, I think only one was ever saved. Like only one was preserved here in the U.S. Most of them were scrapped or sent over to, I think, either Mexico or Brazil or something. I don't know. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing coming. But it's only 2:42. I'll give it two more hours. If nothing has shown itself by then again, there's nothing else I can do. Only thing I'm seeing that interests me right now is a crow. There's like a single crow flying around. He's flying up in circles via the air currents that are up as high as he is. He, she, whichever. I don't know the gender. Angel, I think, to be honest, I think Jesse has moved on from Gmod and Minecraft. I mean, yes, he and I have, thought about doing Minecraft again, but whenever we think about it, we both remember how the other two series fared. Nobody watched them. And by the way, a train's coming. I just heard the horn. He's coming. He's coming from that way, going to Elberton, going this way. I'm going to keep this camera here, but I'm going to get that one there running. And with haste. Time is 2:45 p.m. Battery life is at 83%. You guys, you might want to stick around, the 6 of you who are still here. This is going to be fun. Take note of the signal there.
welcome.
He's coming. He's coming. Here comes the DPU now. That one covered hopper there had Illinois Central written in very faded paint. I only noticed it right after it passed. Time 2:56 p.m. Which means if this train was going this way, then that means there may be another one coming from that way going to Hull. I'm going to get some ballast rock to mark the points I rubbed out in the grass, so that way I know where to set the cameras up. It's just my way of marking where I can put my stuff. I mean, they can take out the rocks. I don't care if they take out the rocks. Red, why? That's my question. Why? Well, now I'm debating on what I should do next. You know, should I wait and see if there was another train that was waiting to go into Hull, or should I go and see if maybe I can go improve that while also chasing that sucker and catching him up in Carlton? I don't really know what I should do. I can't. Well, no, I said if I go and try and chase him, I'll never beat him to Carlton in time. Not with enough time. Like, I wouldn't have enough time to get all this stuff set back up. I think I might end it here, seeing as I finally caught what I was after. So I'll try and go up to Carlton, but don't expect me to beat him there. So I'll keep the stream going until that point. So actually, no, I don't think I'll beat him to Carlton, because once they get out of town, they go at a really high speed, sometimes 55, 60 miles per on this main line. But yeah. Not gonna lie, that one was an absolute. I chased that one from Comer Siding up here. Don't ask how I got here so quick. But I got here with just enough time to get all this mess set up. I had to say it, but this is maybe the only time I ever do this. And next time it's probably just going to be the old way that I do it, where I just have the phone sitting down or something like that. Or either that or me just having the camera handheld, one of the two. I don't think there's any other traffic coming in, so I think I'm going to end the stream here and head home. So I'll see y'all later. Erica, you just missed a CSX auto train.